Hello everyone, welcome to Shelf Space. I'm your host, Rodams13, and today we are reviewing the RG Gundam Astray Gold Frame Amatsu Mina. I know it's taken a little bit, but I finally got this thing built. I didn't put all the stickers on it, but we'll get into that later. But first, let's take a look at the box. I gotta admit, the RG boxes always look pretty darn cool. We've got nice big illustration of the head right there, and a very cool CGI rendering of the full kit over there. Name, all sorts of text that I'm not even going to worry about reading, and the Bandai Spirits blue logo. I've been told that this is sort of a reprint of a kit that came out a couple years ago. So it looks like on some of their reprints, they're going to go ahead and put that blue logo on there. Pretty cool, huh? So, another picture there. Picture of the inner frame, showing different details and parts, and this, that, and the other. The stickers, all the frames, and cool shot of the kit all built together. Mine doesn't look exactly like this, but again, we'll get into that. Bring this up a little bit closer for you all to see. On the side, we got that usual RG style where they got everything tilted ever so slightly. As a graphic designer, I can appreciate the design like that. It's all the name and stuff like that. Blue Bandai Spirits logo, BandaiHobby.net. And here we got some nice action shots showing how everything looks. All sorts of product information. On this side, same thing as the other side, except you got the Bluefin logo. On the back, it's blue. Blue, it's black. Whatever. And because this is an RG kit, we get stuff printed on the inside box too, which is kind of cool. So just showing off different versions of the Astray kit. Sort of little call-outs. So here's the HG version of this guy. Here's a SD version of the Astray, probably the red frame. Can't really tell since it's all grayscale. And you know, we were looking at earlier, perfect grade and master grade. So cool stuff on the outside. Let's see if it's cool stuff on the inside. And here we have the tricked out gold frame in all its glory. And I have to admit, it looks pretty darn cool. I know you hear me say that about a lot of things, but I really do dig the look of this kit. The shiny black plastic, the sort of metallic-y gold there, it all gels quite nicely. I think the only thing that maybe stands out a little weird is the sort of matte gray pieces. That looks a little bit out of place, but knowing at least just a little bit about this kit, I don't know a lot, I just a few things I've picked up here and there, it makes sense because part of the idea of this is that the original gold frame was heavily damaged and had lots of its parts replaced with parts from other Gundams, basically, which I think is actually a really interesting concept. Anyway, let's get into articulation. We can talk about other stuff. So, head is on a ball joint. I'm going to be very careful with this because it's very fiddly and I don't want things to break or fall apart. So, you got some decent movement, but the armor on the shoulders and the head is going to prevent a lot of major rotation. Arms are on a joint that lets for rotation this way and a little bit of rotation around. You got double jointed elbows. And that's one of my complaints about this kit. It's fiddly and things can and will pop off. That's why I'm being very careful, and apparently I wasn't being careful enough there. So the arm popped off. Something to note is that this arm does not use the standard pre-built construction method of RGs, but that's partly because it's supposed to represent the arm of a completely different Gundam that was slapped on there. So I can sort of forgive it for that. Over on this arm, you have a little bit of extra articulation in the form of a joint here. And the hand just popped off on me. So it kind of rotates up a little bit there. Kind of remind me a bit of some of the jointing that you see on 00 kits. Waist can rotate around. Got a little bit of jointing there. I don't think it has too much ab crunch. The leg can move out. And you get, let's see if I can do this on the flight stand, some pretty decent knee bend there with lots of little bits moving around. Oh, those always terrify me. Ankles are on sort of a combination of joints that allow for some nice rotation. And the wingy things on the backpack can move around and flex in interesting ways. You'll also notice that, yes, I do have this on a flight stand, and that's because when I was trying to set up my shots for this earlier, the thing kept on falling over because of this giant backpack, which looks really cool. Do not get me wrong, it looks really cool and is totally appropriate. It's super back heavy. So I kept on trying to just put it in a neutral pose, and for whatever reason, it was falling down. I've gotten it to stand on its own before, but when it came for the review, I guess it was being a little bit camera shy. Going back to a comment I had earlier about things being a little fiddly and falling apart, I am not going to be taking the shield off ever again because I had to glue it on. While putting this thing together, the shield actually slipped a little bit, and one of the connector pegs for it just snapped right off. But that's okay. I was going to have that thing on there permanently anyway. It just would have been nice to have a bit more say in the matter. Accessory-wise, he's got his backpack, which has some cool stuff on it. These parts can come off and attach via a wire, which I got the wire right here. I don't know if I'm really going to do anything with it though, because I kind of just like it being like this. You can rotate these around to grab other things, but I think I'm just going to keep them stationary for the most part. He's got these sort of Wolverine claw things going on over here. Let's see if I can get those snicked out. Having to do this around my camera and my lights, and it is not cooperating. Hold on just a second. There we go. He looks pretty cool. He's got some optional stuff. He's got some expressive hands for each side. I don't think I ever took them off the runner, but you can also see that he has some jointed hands as well. And he also has the entire arm for the, I guess that would be the right arm for the gold frame. In fact, you have enough pieces to make pretty much the entire right arm from what I can tell. I haven't tried doing it myself. There's also this little stand thing which I didn't even bother putting together, which is partly for this. This thing is a bit of a disappointment to me. These little red bits keep popping off, and you're supposed to be able to put this little beam effect in there, but I have yet to get it to actually fit in there and stay on. Every time I try to close things up, it just pops right off. Plus, with this giant pull coming off the back of it, it looks ridiculous sticking off here, because it's supposed to go on here in place of this thing, and it looks bad. It just does, which is a disappointment also because you could do a beam shield effect, and I love beam shields, but he's never going to have this set up like that. There's also a wire that goes to this part right here, and tiny little figure for the pilot. I am probably never going to paint this thing. Nah, I may try it at some point, but for right now, it's just going to stay like that. Also, as you can see, I did not use most of the stickers. Whoop, bumped my lights. I did add some of the ones that I really thought were good for it. So like these ones that have the little Japanese symbols and paint details. But I started putting them on, and especially on that black plastic, they don't look good. It's not as bad on film, it looks from here, but in person, I'm not super thrilled with it. I'll leave them on, but if they peel off, I'm not going to shed any tears over it. So overall, it's a good kit. It's just very fiddly, and you got to be prepared to handle this thing with kit gloves. You really do, which is a bit of a shame. But I'm not upset that I got this thing, and I enjoyed the experience of putting it together because it's a fun, challenging build. It's just the end result is a little bit more fragile than I would care for. Anyway, so that's it. Thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. Let YouTube know that I'm awesome, because I certainly like to think I'm awesome. Don't forget to check out stuff for the Ball for Balls contest. I'll have some links in the description below for that. Plus, you can check out the video that I did for that over on my channel, or go over to Shoki Reviews channel and check out his video for that as well. Anyway, that's it. So, I'll see you the next time you invade my shelf space.